We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got fossil steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal Ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. Today is Friday, right? So we're going to have an amazing weekend. We're going to have an amazing day. And Bitcoin's running, guys. Bitcoin, the king. The king is moving, right? Got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. Which was going to, in the end, it's going to bring up all of our other assets, right? Our runes, our ordinals and stuff. We're going to get into this bull market. It's coming, guys. I'm still thinking, from my perspective, 125K by the end of this year and then 700K by the next year. I just want to keep harping it because you guys out there are not bullish enough. We had Knox on the show. He's like, yeah, I think we hit 125. I'm like, this cycle or this year? And he's like, this cycle. I was like, nah, bro, 700K. And he's like, oh, crap. Okay. So I think I'm surprising a lot of people, but I think it's going to happen. Like, people really have to start thinking about this, that this is a possibility, and think about what that does for our assets over here, right? All of our assets are on layer 1 Bitcoin. All our assets are going to run up so high, right? Some of them might come down against Bitcoin, but they'll go up against the dollar for sure, 100%. But that's why, I've been doing some things in my portfolio, and it's going to be, I'm just ready. I hope you guys are too. And I'm just rambling here. So let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
TGIF. I'm happy to be back in the cut, ready to get things going. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So how are you feeling? Obviously, Bitcoin's moving. How are you feeling in general? Just about the markets.
I'm feeling good. I saw I Am So Chris post that every election year, May is always ended in green. And so we're in the second half of this month, and I feel like that's where we're heading. We're heading. This morning, we wake up at 66.7. I feel like we're definitely picked back up. We had some good news from Congress yesterday, overturning the SAB 121 put out by the SEC. And I think the sentiment is starting to really boil up here, positive sentiment. So we will see what happens. But definitely feeling that those tides turning for sentiment, some early signs.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things where it's just like the quiet before the storm right now, right? I truly believe that. I think that we're just quiet, hanging out, and then we're gonna smash through 74K, the all-time high, and just kind of just fly up. And I'm thinking, I've been hearing some people talk about this God candle. What do you think about a $20,000 candle in one day? Is that possible?
I don't think we're in that phase, but I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, of course, it's possible.
Yeah.
We saw it happen before. Maybe not 21,000, but like in spurts to equal that, right? Like in a very short period of time. But you know, I would expect something like that, like in the fall. You know,
Yeah.
heading up into the early of next year. But there's so many unknowns, you know, with this cycle being different, just you know, with the ETFs and different, just so many different variables to it, and it feels a lot like very different too, because we went through that one in 2021, which kind of still feels fresh, right? The
Mhm.
euphoria plus the pain. But 2017, and I was looking at Plan B's chart, and he's saying this looks very similar to 2017. 2017, heading into that winter was really really strong. Again, that was a year after the halving year, so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited because, like, yeah, we have targets in our minds. When I talk to my family or something, they're like, "Oh, is this cycle done?" And I'm like, "No, this cycle just got getting started." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And there will be a time where I feel like the cycle's exhausted, but we're far, far, far from that.
Yeah,
My
and like
opinion.
I said before, a normal cycle is about 500 days from the halving date. So you can start that countdown, the day after the halving. So we're about, I don't know, 14, 13 days into this halving that we're in. And I think we go the 500 days. I think the best is yet to come. We're an election year. We're an election year where the sitting president is the underdog. It doesn't happen very often. And he has the means to really make everyone very happy that he's president for at least the next 9 months, right? Or I think we're 6 months away from election day. So he's gonna make everyone feel very rich. I think I truly believe that, and I think they're just gonna, take the tape off a lot of things and just say go. So that's they came out yesterday and they just passed a marijuana thing, and it's again they're just trying to make the normal voter very happy with the type of stuff they're taking. They're parting a lot of people from the prisons right now, and so that's the first step. Second step is to just make everyone feel very rich, and I think that's about to happen. The one thing that we have going for us is the S&P is at an all-time high right now.
Yeah.
It's like right there. It's not past it, but it's like it's nearing it. And I don't think we got a daily close above the all-time high, but it's right there. And then every single time, the S&P, the Dow Jones, and when they pass their all-time high, Bitcoin doubles it, right? So I think that's going to happen, and I'm just excited. Just definitely excited for this market, and yeah,
Yeah, I
see
mean,
what the
they're
got.
they're definitely trying to pull out every trick in their bag right now. The one that they're just very, very like begrudgingly, possibly will be to allow that overturn from the Congress of SAB 121 go through, because Biden did say he would veto it.
Yeah,
And now he's in a pretty tough spot, because if he vetoes it, then he's going to lose the little bit of support that maybe he had from the crypto community.
he's never
Um,
had support from us. I mean,
I was saying,
Operation Chokehold. I mean, dude, they tried to
yeah,
strangle
I
us
was
to
saying,
death.
yeah, the little bit that I'm talking about are the people that are just really stuck in their mindset of like they could never vote Republican, right? And they
Yeah,
they obviously those people, that group, that little group that I'm talking about, like hates Donald Trump and stuff, right?
yeah,
So there's very very far and few between that you can see on Twitter that still hold on to that, I guess. But I think he'll lose that even, and this is going to be big, because like what he can do is he can actually not respond to it at all, and he could try to pull out this loophole to where, like, if Congress goes on holiday or whatever, and they don't respond to a request from him, then it's deemed that like it doesn't go through, but it wasn't him that signed it. So it's kind of like,
yeah,
okay, like, but at the end of the day, I know, like, Congress, the people that care will make sure that someone's there to respond to his response, right? So I don't
yeah,
think he can use that loophole, because it's just too much of a movement, too many invested people. You had Cynthia Loomis, great advocate for crypto. She was like standing up yesterday. And the thing is, 12 Democrats actually voted for this, right? And that's
hmm
just not really heard of. And one of them was Chuck Schumer, which, like, I feel a very type of way about him, but I was very shocked that he voted for this, and I'm pretty sure him and Elizabeth Warren had some friendly conversations after that. But
Yeah.
you know, it's very promising looking. But at the end of the day, like you know, Bitcoin is definitely responding well today, and I feel like this is the start. This is the start of
Yeah.
kind of like the sentiment turnaround.
And we all know that, this all came from Elizabeth Warren, right? This whole her anti-crypto army, you know what I mean? And it was told to Gary Gensler, you got to do this, because much as we hate on Gary Gensler, I don't think a lot of this stuff comes from him. I just think that he's just a little baby and he just gets told what to do, and all the time. I mean, I'm sure that he's a Bitcoin maxi, but like for him to say banks can't hold, at like Bitcoin, that's just insane to me that he would come up
Custodial,
with
yeah.
that, because he's been such an advocate for it in his days previously. I understand his drama with the other cryptos and stuff like that. Like Bitcoin maxis, they do the same thing, so it's not indifferent. But for him to say Bitcoin can't be held by these bank stuff, I don't think this is coming from him. But if this doesn't get vetoed by Biden, this is going to look so bad on Gary, like so bad on Gary.
If it doesn't get vetoed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was also put in, like, they actually put this in 2022. So it was
Yeah.
a long time ago when they put this in. But, you know, yeah, I think there's obviously, just like every other major issue with our government, like majority, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There's a
Yeah.
lot of probably exchanging of hands of things and all types of stuff. So we'll just see how it plays out. Like, it just seemed like there was really, really good sentiment about what happened yesterday, and let's see if that continues. We got David Bailey, the founder of Bitcoin Magazine, posting two hours ago, I'm sensing an all-time high. So let's see if he's right on that.
Let's go.
So, yep. All right. Well, let's jump right into Bitcoin so we can kind of, extend this euphoria that's happening with it. You can see here on the hourly chart, we were kind of just chopping back and forth. Wednesday, which is 2 days ago, we started our ascent back up at around, is that 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then we reached kind of this chop up here for a while, and then kind of seemed like we were going to lose it a little bit, the momentum, but then it popped right back up today. And yesterday was that event of returning the SAV 121. So that definitely had something to do with it, I imagine, as well as just kind of May being a month that always ends in green. And I love being friends with Chris because I can rely on his data. I know he's good with that.
Yeah. Chris is one thing about him, man, his TA and his data is always on point. He studies that stuff, right? I mess with Chris. He's not only a builder, man, he's a trader and he's full of knowledge, man. Yeah, chartist.
And you can see here, like, this is pretty good too. I mean, like, it looks like the past 4 or 5 green candles or days ended in green candles, so that's good. What would be really great here is kind of break out. It seems like we could be ending another day on a green candle. If that's the case, we could form up here, right? Like this bull flag breaking up and starting another leg, and hopefully we get something like this, right? So I don't know. Definitely, like, positive sentiment is what I'm feeling for Bitcoin, and I think we kind of need to see if we can get past that $70,000 mark. I told you that. I think, like, things really get going for our ecosystem. Runes the past couple days up down is what I've seen, and 70K we break through that in Bitcoin. I feel like that's where the real ascent of runes really starts.
Yeah, I think if we smash through 70, I think we hit 74, and I can see, a lot of these going kind of going back to before the downfall really started, right? So you can see Satoshi Nakamoto back up to $3. You can see stuff like RSIC headed back up to that 20 sats. You can see, the dog go to the moon back up to, at least back up to a 300, 400,000 market cap again. I think that Bitcoin's kind of like that. Okay, guys, you're good to go. It's kind of like that green light, red light. It's like, and then when the red light's on, it just bleeds, right? It just nonstop bleeds. And then when that green light comes on, it's like, all right, go. And then we just kind of grind it up as Bitcoin's going up. And I think we're gonna get that. I think it's May, right? We're about to hit June. I don't see it selling May and go away. I think all summer is going to be that DeFi summer type of vibe, but it's going to be over here on Bitcoin, and I truly believe that. So, what's your opinion on that? Do you think I think Bitcoin really starts that DeFi summer? We're going to call it Bitcoin summer, but that's really going to what Bitcoin's just ripping up to 100K, and then all of its assets on the chain are just ripping right behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see it. There's some ecosystems right now that I'm starting to see just in the past couple of days of sentiment start announcing things.
Yeah.
Merlin's been announcing, hey, look, this is coming up. This upgrade's coming up. You got people building and posting the tap ecosystem, people building on runes. And so, that like other than Solana, there isn't really any other ecosystems or sorry, I should say chains. Base definitely had its run and still probably does pretty good volume on a daily basis, but like Ethereum, not so much, right? And then other Ethereum EVM chains, not really doing too much. And so I really think that like the Bitcoin meta protocol and sidechain narrative is going to be where it's at, because their whole goal is to make trading these things on Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin layer one assets more pleasant, the UI better. They know that that's the answer. We all know that's the answer, right? Once you make that like more of a better and simple user experience, then bam, it starts. And maybe some of it's intentionally held back because there's a lot of smart people in our space, and it's hard for me to think that like this solution has not been ready. It's not ready, so I'm sure that it is, but there's a lot of timing the market of when they want to release stuff.
Yep. And yeah, I think you're right. I think we're about to see a lot of unveils coming up, man. I think you're going to see a lot of things coming up and like, oh, wow, we've been building this the last 4 years. Check it out, guys. And what that's going to create, like mad people just copying it, right? And then that's what happens over here, where monkey see, monkey do type of thing. Once one thing someone sees that's like revolutionary, you usually get a bunch of copycats that just going to play on that hype, and they usually do really well too. Right, for a little while anyway. And then when stuff goes bad again, they're the first ones to get hurt. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see new stuff. I'm wondering who's going to be that big player. Like last cycle it was like Terra Luna and stuff like that came out of nowhere. It was that they came out they came out in DeFi summer, and they were like, people were getting that for like 60 cents, 40 cents. It went all the way up to $150, $120.
I mean, people did make money when they cashed out.
That's 120x. Right, people thought that was the future. That was huge. You know what I mean? 120x from to the summer of 2020 up until so it was 2 years to go today that Terra Luna crashed. Which how crazy is that? Like, I know we're in the space every single day, but like that seems like it was not that long ago, right? But it was 2 years. It was May of 2022, and now we are in May of 2024.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely crazy. Yeah, and there was multiple like protocols and chains and stuff that had like this great idea, and it just didn't necessarily like stick through, right? But I think that that's why this time around that people are trying to go for DePIN and real world assets and stuff like that. And so the good thing about being on Bitcoin is a lot of these assets are just natively Bitcoin layer one assets. To me, that's a real world asset, even though like other chains might say, well, it's because it's Bitcoin. That's why. I don't need to say anything else, right? It's backed by Bitcoin in terms of this, the Satoshis that you use. It's backed by the most secure chain and the best and strongest chain in the industry. Yeah. So that is why I consider Bitcoin layer one assets another layer of value. So
zero hacks. That's all I got to say. When someone says, you guys are building on Bitcoin, why are you building on Bitcoin? It's someone said the other day, runes is like a bumper sticker on a Lamborghini, but there's never been a hack over here ever. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just funny that people are just so. It's actually a good thing though, because like those people are gonna come over here later and buy our bags, right? So it's like buy that bumper sticker on a Lamborghini when that bumper sticker
when I actually get the Lamborghini
is made out of gold. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we can actually get away with it. Hell yeah. My man Yazir has hit me with some breaking news. I didn't know this, but decentralized got put on gate.io. Shout out Yazir, man. It must have just came through the wire because I did not see that. But let's jump into a roll call here. My favorite part of the show. Yazir again gets that #1 spot. This is 2 days in a row for my man right here. He got it at 12:35 a.m. Shout out Yazir, appreciate you, my friend. And when I looked on here yesterday, there was somebody else, but I don't know why, guys. Don't get mad at me. I don't know why, like at 12 o'clock or something, it erases the comments. I did not erase the comments, but as looking at this right now, Yazir is that #1. Yazir wins today. I appreciate you, my friend. Yazir is one of my favorites here, guys. Then we have Bulls Are Marching by Yazir as well. Shout out by I Walk Alone. Todor is in the building. Jocko. No. Bitrens, Chief Axel, John's here. Wow. It's been a while there, John. And then we have TKO, Crypto Mona. And then we have Chidi, your boy. And then we have Crypto Mamba. And then we have Francisco Jose. And then Chidi. And then I did see this comment by my man Chidi here. He says, Shizzy, would you be so kind to drop the URL for the partner project in the link? Yeah, that was my mistake. I should have did that a long time ago. I will do that, and it will be in every show notes going forward. I'll probably pop that in this one before it goes, before this is over as well. So I'll have everything you need for you. But end of the show, in the show notes, I'll work on that. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. That was super not to do that. And then we have Sayin, Patty Poo, Claudia, Tim Bakes, AOD Art. Thank you so much. And then we have, that's it, guys. If you guys are watching and you're not in roll call, what are you even doing? Why are you not in roll call? I need to see who is here. So this time next year when Bitcoin's at 700K, I get like, I remember that guy. I just saw his picture of his Ferrari. He's been in our chat for a long time. So get in our chat, guys. Get in the roll call. I'm telling you, it's gonna mean something one day. And that is the roll call for today.
Yeah, and put all your questions in the chat. We always get to those in the Ordinal After Hour. We got 153 people in here, guys. Let's share the space on Twitter. What we do here is we educate people, right? And so let's educate as many people as possible. And also on the YouTube side, if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you need to be subscribing to Ordinal Revolution and hit that thumbs up there. That will definitely help us out for sure, and we appreciate that. So let's get it going here. All right, we kind of hit on this already. The Senate overturned the SAB 121, they turned it over yesterday, and now it's in the hands of Biden if he's going to actually veto the bill. Do you think he vetoes this bill, or do you think he says I can't risk it?
Yeah, I think he does. I don't think he's caring about so it looks like to me it's just like this is going to be a stance. This is going to be, kind of like everything else with these two parties. They either go one way or the other. And you got to remember too, there's a lot of people who think we're nuts. Crypto is probably about 7 or 8% of the total voters, right? Like that. I don't think he's worried about that 7-8% because we are capitalism. We're for lower taxes. We're for everything that they're against anyway. So I don't think he gives a crap about us. And he's going to push the Democrats who are in crypto over to Trump, which is it's going to happen anyway. Like crypto is for capitalists. Bitcoin is for freedom though too, which is insane to me because if Elizabeth Warren would actually just take it some time and understand Bitcoin, she'd probably be a Bitcoiner. You know what I mean? Because
no.
She would be because it's about freedom. It's about banking the unbanked. It's about so much more than just.
But why do you think that she hasn't taken time to dive deeper into it? It's because there's obviously influential backers that are telling her, we need your help.
Soros doesn't like it. Yeah. And that's the thing too. They're going to do whatever Soros says. George Soros says he hates crypto. He hates Bitcoin. They're going to listen to him because he's the biggest Democratic, payer. He buys them off with billions of dollars. So, yeah.
He does it in a very strategic way. So if he is behind this, then he's probably very, very frustrated. But I have to imagine there's advisors, right? That are telling Biden, hey, look, you could have this could be negative points towards you in the race. Yeah. So that's where I think he could actually, let this go through. But even if he signs the veto, I believe the House and Senate do a revote and then they can overturn it. So that's the thing.
They're both, it went to the House first and the Senate, and they both decided, right? So it's two.
Yeah, they decided. But if he vetoes, then they would have to do another revote. They just have to do one more revote, and then it's done. And he couldn't.
Okay.
stop it. So I
Gotcha.
think that's like, what's the point if he does? Because it just went through, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. But
All right.
I don't know. Like I think overall, like our government's starting to slowly move in the right direction. It seems like, at least, right? And then a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, Trump's trying to take advantage of this. I feel like he's like starting to sound pro crypto. Him and his camp, all his advisors. Do you think that he uses this as a main like debate point, because they do have a debate coming up, and try to win the voters over Biden with this?
I don't think they're gonna. I think they already know they lost to the crypto people. That's it. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
There's no point in trying, honestly. Just veto it, and then just let it go back to the House and Senate, and then it gets passed anyway. So it'll just make Biden look even worse than he already does, which I'm actually hoping that he does.
Yeah. Yep. And so kind of, this will be like the second and last topic. Kind of, we talk about the politics side of things, but there was this push of banning the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Abolishing it, actually getting rid of it. And so I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people realize that before the Federal Reserve, money creation and management was decentralized by institutions, right? Many different, and then whenever the Fed came in, they created a central bank, and then the central bank started issuing out like the money, right? And managing the interest rate. So this would kind of bring us back to before that period. And it's kind of scary because, if you're starting over and it's a decentralized type of system, and then all these like regional banks kind of do their own thing, that could cause a big mess. But at the same time, people were fed up of the Fed, really.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, is like, you have to remember before the greenback, right? Dollars were backed by gold. Every dollar was a certain amount of gold, right? So back then it was easy to create money because you just had to go get gold and then trade that gold in for paper. So that's how the dollars were created back then. It was just like, oh, you got gold, you get paper. Oh, you want us to create money? Just give us more gold. And they were taking that gold and they were storing it in the government. So the government was just trading out their paper for gold just to make it easier. And back then, paper was just like, hey, I own this gold that's in their vault. That's all paper was. And you can't, the printer's already been turned on. You can't go back and say, hey guys, we're gonna go back to the gold standard, right? Because it's not possible. There's not enough gold. The dollar would just drop drastically, and if that ever happened. So it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna abolish the Fed, but they need to come up with a new plan. I think we can get away from the Fed in different ways than just banning it, right? I just hate that word in general, ban. I just think we need to break up the Fed into many different Feds, right? Have like, it needs to be like a very decentralized.
Well, we don't. The problem is that we don't control anything that goes on there. The
Well, that's what
government
I'm
doesn't.
saying. It needs to get pushed back to the states. It needs to be like, instead of being a Fed, it's just like the governor of the 50 states or 51 states.
So then so that would essentially would abolish the Federal Reserve. It would get rid of it.
Yeah, technically, and then but you can still have a Fed chairman, but then he would just report to the heads of state, or something on them lines,
Yeah, I don't think you could have both of those things.
Okay.
Because the Federal Reserve is a private entity that works for the government, but
Yeah, I'm just saying, just take their power instead of just banning them, and they have to go by the votes of the head of states. They have no say in when the money printer turns on. They have no say in quantitative easing. They have no say in quantitative tightening. Their job is to just get the votes of the people and then just put the decisions in the same way they're doing it now. That's what I think needs to happen.
Well, yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, they insulated, the government out, like that sounded like such a good idea then.
Yeah.
But like the thing is that they actually have more secrecy than the CIA versus the government. At least like the CIA has to go to like the special units committee, right? And then they get approved for budgeting and stuff like that. But the Fed doesn't have to do anything. Like they literally manage it all, and they manage our country's monetary system, which that's why like a lot of people are like, man, this is what the problem is at this point. And one great thing that you said about the gold reserve was, people could start looking at Bitcoin and a mix of assets, Bitcoin mixed with gold, kind of being backing of our currency. But the reason why we went away from the gold reserve is because it's not easy to go get more gold. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And then like our government was like overspending and mismanaging the budget. And guess what? They need to print more dollars. Well, guess what? Whenever there's an audit of gold backed by dollars, they were starting to get in trouble. And then, you know, confiscating our citizens' gold and all this stuff. And it came to a point they were like, we don't want to have to do that anymore. We want as much money as we want, because guess what? The US dollar is as strong as it's the strongest currency in the world. We have the strongest economy in the world. And I think it was Nixon that came out and announced that.
Yeah.
And so now things, you know, that whole thought process is finally collapsing, right? So we'll see what happens.
August 11, 1971. Nixon got on TV and ruined the gold, ruined the US dollar forever.
Yeah, well, it definitely did some short-term like power like increased our power for a bit, but in the long term that will never work, right? So we'll see what happens. Like, you know, this is a big deal. I don't think they're just going to make a rash decision and remove it, because it could do more harm in the short term than good. So
we talked about this on Monday, but you guys see that the new Bitcoin self-custody. Yeah, shout out Charlie Spears, man. He was really the boots on the ground with that. That was actually huge. Oklahoma, like you said, you're not far from you, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I hope Texas is next. And Ted Cruz, like he's a pro crypto guy, but I'm like, he needs to be more vocal. You know what I mean? Like you got people like Cynthia Loomis that's very vocal about it. She's from Wyoming, and so she was just kind of like, Ted Cruz said Texas is the biggest crypto friendly state, but Florida is encroaching on us. And she was like, hold on a second. Wyoming has y'all beat. And like I can't really argue with that. Like a lot of miners go there, and she is a big advocate for the space. So hey, my hat's off to her.
I think it was it Wisconsin came out and said they have Bitcoin in their bank, or was it Wyoming?
Yeah.
Wisconsin. So
yeah,
you think Wyoming's next?
I think Wyoming already has stuff.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like you know, they're just So Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right. What do you want to go to next? We're going to get into some of our space news here. I guess we start off with this first one. Merlin mainnet. So Bitmap Tech, aka Jeff, Merlin mainnet, he announced that Merlin mainnet and the account abstraction wallet upgrade will start on May 24th. So there is a hard date for this. So this is to optimize the account abstraction wallet transaction performance and improve external node data synchronization efficiency. So guys, if you look on your timeline and you follow Merlin Layer 2 and bitmap.tech, you've seen what I've seen, which is a bunch of rollouts starting to happen. Projects, partnerships. They partnered with B Squared. That was a big partnership in my opinion, because they were kind of looked at as competition, pretty heavy competition. And now there's a partnership, and I think that the partnerships are going to increase with these side chains. And what that can do is help with liquidity across the board, especially with like these Bitcoin layer 1 assets that are going to be tradable. And guess who has the biggest head start with that? It's Merlin.
Yep.
Even though they went through all the downside and negative unstaking situation that people said, people move past that. Now they're just focused on getting these Bitcoin layer 1 assets bridged over. And guess what? Once those liquidity pools continually grow, you're going to get price like matching and possibly higher on Merlin eventually.
I think that like all these layer 2s that are coming out, I think they'll all have their down moment, just like Merlin had. I think this is very normal. I think VCs that once they get a portion of their tokens, they sell it, right? Because it takes 12 months to kind of get their full allocation. So I think they understand that other VCs are going to be selling as well. So I think that once BitLayer does their TGE, once Bionics does their TGE, once all these other ones do their TGE and have their own token that governs the chain, I think the same thing happens to them, and Merlin would just be past that. They'll already be on their incline when the others are still declining, and I think that happens. And I think Merlin's going to look like, oh wow, those guys are Merlin. You got to remember too, they have Surf Protocol, they have Merlin Swap, they have Ethereum Dex, they got so much more. They got Avalon, Mage. They got there's a new one that just Bend DAO just went live today. They're borrowing and lending as well. They have so many dApps and things you could do over there already. And, you know, if let's just say you did get your Merlin, you could stake it right away and earn yield in another token that potentially could, you know, who knows? Some of these tokens could 100x. Yeah, I could see something like, you know, Avalon or something, you know, because you're just earning it for free that you can potentially get, you know, 100x return on that. I mean, who knows, right? It's all, and nothing here, nothing's financial advice. I'm not saying you trust any of these protocols. I'm just saying do your due diligence and potentially, you know, break up your Merlin into 5 different things, right? Earn as much as you possibly can over there. And I just think there's so much opportunity. And, you know, we're still big fans of what Jeff has built. We're still huge fans of that. And once they get, you know, up and going again and the excitement's there, I think it flies. And this is something that needed to happen. This AA wallet crap was, I mean, that was our biggest issue with it, right? Like we were just like, come on, like, you know, our Unisat wallet is, you know, that's where our Merlin tokens are at and stuff like that. It just sucked having to send it to MetaMask to actually play. And this will actually let a lot of people happen. Not to mention this opens up the bridge, right? This is what they're waiting for, to really start bridging assets in, really start bridging assets out. And it actually, that's why this chain exists. It's not supposed to be EVM. When people are saying things like, oh no, I want to get my bitmaps out of there. Why the hell would you take your bitmaps out of somewhere that's going to give your bitmaps utility? Right? I just don't get it. And it's because people are so worried about like you know, something happening to the chain. I'm not worried one bit. I think we're in good hands with Jeff, and it's going to get more and more decentralized too as this token becomes more and more in the governance, and it gets the validators get kicked on and stuff like that. So I'm very excited for Jeff. I think he's going to build something really special, and I just think we're months away from other people really understanding that, which gives us what amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I think the people that are paying attention, once like Ordi Sats and like, you know, Doggo to the Moon and other runes that become popular, and other like Adam from ARC20, like there's people that have like rare sat ideas to be able to make those fungible over there. Once those liquidity pools are solid and they're built up and they're like, you know, there's it's just smooth to trade all these tokens over there. That's going to be whenever it's like the early people that continue to pay attention over here are going to reap the rewards for that. That's my opinion. And I get it. Like people were frustrated with all that stuff with the unstaking, whatever, you know, people innovation, new innovative technology and stuff, they go through stuff like that. But if you stick with it, I have a great feeling that it's going to be a high volume chain. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. But I can't wait to take my RSIC, throw it over there, you know, take my decentralized, throw it over there, lock it up in LP pools and kind of earn, right? If I would love to lock up RSIC and decentralized together in the LP pool, because that's me. They're kind of going to go up together, so I'm not worried about like you know, any kind of loss with that, and I can earn that token. I'm just excited for the future of these chains, man. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. All right, guys, put your questions in the chat because that's how we you know, interact with you guys. So continually put questions in the chat. We're gonna have a guest on around 12 o'clock because it is Fluid Fridays. One of our partner Fluid Tokens, we appreciate them. We're gonna have Raul, the CTO of Fluid Tokens, walk you guys through how to place a buy order with their runes decks, right? Our runes ordering book. So that will happen around 12 o'clock Eastern, but you can have questions for him too as well. But this next bit of news here, Unitap, it's pretty big for tap holders. Soon you'll be able to mirror your tokens and runes and BRC20. So you added this. Do you have any insight on what this is and what's going to happen here?
Yeah, so Unitap is they have their own type of bridge asset. You're probably gonna have to, obviously going to be centralized. Everything is over here, so they're gonna get that out the way. But you're gonna be able to look see here. So runes BRC20 bridge to tap, right? You're gonna be able to bridge your runes in the tap and play with their DeFi and their promises, right? And then you're gonna be able to take your tap token and make it a rune. Right. So for the easy use on exchanges and stuff like that, let's say an exchange doesn't want to use, you know, a BRC20 because of the transfer inscription and all that, or a tap for because of transfer inscription. Now they can take the rune bridge of that and they could potentially add that as well because it's backed 1-to-1. You know, obviously there's going to be trust on whoever's custodying it, and that'll have to figure it out. But then this is the first of many things that you're going to be able to do. This is why I think we're excited with Tap. And they're building happening. There's a lot of it, and I think we really need to start looking at Tap. If you guys, if you're living under a bridge right now, Tap is going to be the biggest thing the next, I want to say, about 90 days. I truly believe that they could be the light to the spark of Bitcoin summer. And with a lot that's happening here, I've been accumulating a lot of these tokens that I can on this Tap ecosystem, and I will be accumulating the Tap token as well. I'm just excited for what they're doing. Obviously, back in January and stuff, like I was the first person to come out and say, no, I think this isn't what's going on here. But then the coin list listing happened, and then the promises started literally, right? So it's just one of those things where I'm just excited. I'm just really hoping that a lot of stuff over here in Bitcoin never really lives up to the hype, and I'm just hoping that Benny can really live up the hype. And we know Benny. Benny's one of the hardest workers here, and I do think that he lives up the hype. And now he actually has people building that are actually not scumbags, actually building here in the site, not lying and saying they're building something that they have no idea how to build, but actually building here. And congratulations to the guys at Unitap. I definitely want to get them on the show. I'm excited for them. I really am. It's been just nonstop updates and stuff from them. So,
yeah. For me, I got to see it. I got to see it.
Okay.
I got to see it. I got to see it. Like I can't, continue to just be like, this is going to be the most amazing thing in the world. Which I mean, everything sounds good. We've been in the space long enough to know that like. It's easy to over exaggerate things, and I'm not saying that's what's happening here. This is for every ecosystem, every builder. Like I just need from this point on, I kind of just need to be able to test things, to be able to play with stuff. But I am excited about what they're saying, and I think that most people are. But I gotta be able to test it. It's just like someone telling me, like, oh, this restaurant has the best steak
Yeah.
by far. Like, and I got to go and try it.
Yeah.
So that's where I am with it. But it does look promising, and I'm excited. I want to do it. So let me let me do it. Reach out to us, Unitap, Benny, everybody. Let us test it live for our audience and the Ordinal audience and the fungible token audience.
Yep, and we can even have you on. We can you can walk us through how to do it, and we'll post that video and get you guys the exposure that you deserve, because we want this ecosystem to thrive. We want Bitcoin to be number one, and we need things like this to really take us to that level where people aren't thinking about other chains and are willing, it's worth it, and are willing to wait the 10, 15, 20 minutes for that block to pass through. So,
yep, 100%. All right. Let's see here. All right. Want to get into this next one right here. This one's interesting to me. Yes. I mean, I don't know, man. I really can't get into this. But the BAMP of Nakamoto completely rips. So they say it was not a typo. It was supposed to say BAMP, I believe. I don't know. But this is supposed to be a room project that is developing a stable token environment. Jack Liu has taken like the lead over here. So I don't know. I'm very cautious with this one. But nevertheless, it looks like it spiked up in the Runes ecosystem yesterday. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's up 80% on the day, on the last 24 hours. I remember I jumped over here last night. It's got up to about $50 million. This was insane. It was up 164% on the day when I saw it last night. I'm so glad I didn't buy any of that high, because it is down 50% since then. But dude, when seeing this in the top 5, top 6, I mean, look at the top 5. It's a Fuhu, Dog Go to the Moon, Pups, R6, and these are all top 20 tokens, right? This is the only one outside the top 20, outside the top 10, really. So, but and then Bank being 5,220, just coming out of nowhere. But we know now that Jack Liu is behind this project, right? And Jack Liu, he's behind a lot of projects that pump. Remember BMP, right?
Yeah.
So he's been around a while now, and he has a lot of projects. But if this is the stable coin that we need over here, or one of the many that we need over here, then this is a big deal. This is a huge deal, in my opinion. Will I be buying this? Probably not. I'm gonna let this one be that miss. But but this could be the Terra Luna of Bitcoin, right? We could see this giant upward movement all the way up for months and months and months, and then the crash of all crashes down. I don't know. I'm not sure, but
Well,
I'm just glad that we have builders.
this actual token wouldn't be the stable token. This would be like their governance token or whatever, right?
Well, the Terra Luna token wasn't either. They had USD. They had UST.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
I personally wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, don't come back and say, "Oh my God," but I just wouldn't touch it. I'd wait for another, because there's a couple other people projects working on stable tokens. I don't trust it. BAMP of Nakamoto, like BAMP. What's BAMP? Sounds like Banff, Canada. Like, yeah, that's a cool place to go to. But
and
like,
the messed up part is, like, Nakamoto dollar would have been perfect. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, that's 13. That's 13. That would have been absolutely perfect, right? So I don't know. I don't think you need banked of. I think Nakamoto dollar would have been probably a way better ticker. It's probably an awesome ticker, by the way, Nakamoto dollar, if they would just went with that. But it is what it is. $38 million market cap. And that's the thing over here. These market caps are so small. 38 million. Like, it's pretty wild, dude. Like, I mean, and that being the top 6, like, we are headed in the right direction, Runes. I'm still, we had that downtrend, which is probably good, right? Because the smart money, they don't buy tops, right? They buy dips. And what a dip to be buying right now, especially if Bitcoin can get over that giant leap up there. Yeah. And while we're here, real quick, I actually got my buying shoes on this morning. I bought some Satoshi Nakamoto. I had 0. I had some a while back, but I sold it and got more into RSIC and stuff like that. And now I'm just finally dipping my toe back in. I got some Donald Trump this morning, and I got some Rick Roll last night. That position doubled on me already, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
I put in about $300. It's up to like 750. I did buy some Japanese businessman. This is my Father's Day play. I will be dumping this on Father's Day because it's a business decision, and Mr. Yen would understand. But yeah. Anything else on bank?
Yeah, just nothing.
Jesus says no.
I'm just avoiding that like the plague. And hey, I might need to eat crow later from that, because it could shoot up. Who knows? This space can get so left curve. It's like wild, like, to where it's just like, no way in hell. And then next thing you know, it jumps up and like, okay. So maybe not using a ton of logic, just a little bit of logic in your stuff would behoove you to try to figure out a plan of success here.
Yeah. And real quick, while we're sitting here, I just want to run through these real quick. We got Fuhu up 6% on the day. Doggo to the Moon up 16%. Pups down 3%, but Pups is up probably 100% on the week still. RSIC up 2% on the day. Decentralized up 17% on the day. That's from that listing, I guess, right?
Yep.
And then we have Epic down 3%. Runix token, which we discovered is a layer 2, down 8%. Satoshi Nakamoto up 8% on the day. Runes X Bitcoin up 55%. I think we both have a bunch of this that got airdropped to us, right?
Do we?
I have like 5 wallets with this in there.
Wow. I don't know. What was the airdrop for, though?
I don't know. I don't remember. I have no idea. And then we got Zbit down 0.1%. Waddle Pengu down 8% on the day. Lobo Wolf Pup down 1%. They actually came out and said the Doors token, you're going to get another rune for that. You hear about that? The Doors Ordinal. You'll be getting they're doing a second. This one's a claim, not an airdrop, but you'll be getting a claim for some other token that they're doing, which I was hoping this would be a Lobo Wolf Pup Ordinal collection. But it doesn't look like that like they're going to do that. But yeah, so you'll be getting another token for that door. It's similar to what what's the name is doing. Leonidas is doing with the runestone. You're kind of getting a bunch of different meme tokens, and I think that's what they're doing with the door. Wanko Manko runes up 2% on the day. Gob is gob down 1%. What do you think about this one? really shot up, dude. This is one that, I mean, 68,000. It had to be minute like the other day. It's
Miners,
called,
BTC
yeah,
runes.
yep.
I don't know. Does it have something to do with
I
like
don't know,
miner
but
revenue or
$7 million
something?
market cap out of nowhere.
I'm gonna have to research that one.
I know. Just came out of nowhere there. I could be wrong, and it might have been in the works for a while, but I mean, 68,636. I think it's time for us to start looking at Luminex again and looking at the stuff that's minting eventually. Maybe we can do that on Monday. Maybe we can kind of go through Luminex and kind of see what's been minting and what's minting. It's another one, golden Bitcoin. 5 million, almost $6 million. This one came out of nowhere again. 69,257. Just minted out. Just setting up my Twitter. This is Jack Dorsey's first tweet. It's another $5 million market cap. Like, where are these coming from? Are we just like
this,
out of the loop?
No, this kind of happened before, to where like people like they were just like deploying different tokens, and certain ones would catch some hype, especially if the ecosystem is starting to do a little bit better. I feel like we're starting to get into that phase. It's a good sign though. It's a good sign because it means that like there's more attention and interest coming back to the runes ecosystem, right?
100%.
So
Bitcoin Pepe Maxi Matrix down 17% on the day.
Woo!
There's 33 buys on it though. So
I'm bullish on this one though, because there's so many holders and the market cap is so low.
Yeah.
It's 3 million or something like that. But
Isadora Lua Lin, another $3 million market cap. There's a lot of these $2 million market caps.
How much is Karma?
Karma, 2,700,000. 35 buys on the day though.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we got to get to some degen stuff. You know what I started doing though, just to kind of like prepare myself? If you go to this 10-minute thing over here, and I love Magic Eden's setup here, and you just go to price movement, or you go to trades, you can kind of see, oh, Rickroll. This is where I found Rickroll at yesterday. I just hit this. There's 16 buys on this damn thing right now. That's huge in our little market, especially when Dog Go to the Moon and ours only got 10. And we're talking 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes, dude. Not like, not like the last hour. But even if you go to the last hour, Shitcoin Millionaire, 53 buys in the last hour, up 6% on the day. Jerome Pumpwell, down 12% on the day. Yeah, I mean, I do the Bitcoin Maxi. Got 11 buys. So definitely, guys, start checking this out. Start hitting the hour, hitting the 10-minute mark. Check out the price action. I mean, Hooters is up 500% in the last hour. So, and then we have
Hooters. You get unlimited free wings for the rest of your life.
Yeah, man. And you kind of see what people are buying. I'm loving Magic Eden's. Their tool here. So just want to jump into that. We can jump into the next topic.
That's some good tips there. I want to get into this topic because I think it's pretty big news in the space. But so Bitcoin DeFi tool Alex Lab loses $4.3 million in stacks, I believe. Or is it spread across?
It was spread across, but it was 13 million stack tokens.
Well, then so they only lost a little bit of stacks because I think stacks is at like $2. So, but originally compromise was that much, and then they were able to recoup, a lot of it. At the end of the day, like they had the potential of losing ton. Like you're talking about 27.4 million in stacks alone, plus the other assets that were locked up in liquidity pools, right? So. They at the end of the day, up to this point, it looks like they've lost $4.3 million in hacks. And then they offered a 10% bounty for stolen funds. They offered that to the hacker. And then the hacker ended up sending more stacks, I think, to like a centralized exchange. So first I want to kind of break this down. So for those that don't know, Alex is they've built a bridge from Bitcoin to stacks. They also offer like ordering books. They are built on stacks, but they offered an ordering book type of platform for BRC20s early. They do swaps, like legitimate swaps, because stacks uses smart contracts, stuff like that, right? So they have liquidity pools, and it looks like some hacker gained access to keys, stole the keys and accessed the liquidity pools, and was able to get at least $4.3 million out of it.
Yeah.
So, instantly I was thinking in my head, I was like, okay, this is obviously a security breach. We've heard of, exploits happening, especially on Bitcoin, because that's something that, our partner Traverse covers. But Traverse actually came out and said this is something they could have prevented as well. So, they are, I believe they're, exploring expansion into different ecosystems or whatever. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, because so many people were worried about like Merlin chain and all these NPC wallets having $4 billion worth of assets in, guys. Not one single exploit, but I'm not saying that could never happen to them, but they handled it in a way, taking their time, guys, taking their time. Let's say that again, taking their time, because security was, a priority for them,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that your assets were not compromised whenever they came out. And they got so much crap for it. And this is not a dig at Alex Labs. I like them. I think they work hard, and I don't think this was intentional, but I don't know all the story about it. But I think we got to be kind of, looking back and reassess like how we, treat certain entities and stuff like that, because when I'm seeing the treatment of Alex Labs, which, because I know them and Francis is good, has had good relationships with them and stuff, they're being treated pretty well, I would say, for this exploit. Like a lot of people are saying, we trust in those guys, we still believe in those guys, and all this stuff. I have not seen anybody go at them, and I'm glad for them, because this is a pretty big exploit for our space, at least. But I want to say that, like, this makes me like I'm not saying I don't like lose complete faith in Alex. I think they've been around and they've done a lot of great innovative things with stacks for the Bitcoin ecosystem, and I think that they did respond well from this exploit. And I'll leave it at that with my side. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, real quick, the security researcher Certic said the attackers likely caught hold of a private key that controlled Alex's link bridge. So this is either negligence or an inside job, right? It's one or the other. You either have to get lazy, leave
That's
that
the
on
only
the computer.
option. Yeah.
There's only two options there. It's either you were lazy and just weren't taking proper keys, or got stolen from your house. I'm really hoping it was just the first one. It was just, it was a lazy employee, just made a mistake, maybe put it in and his computer was compromised, or I don't know, right? I don't know what happened. I'm really hoping this wasn't an inside job. But the hacker transferred over 300,000 worth of Bitcoin, 3.3 million worth of stable coins, and 75,000 worth of Sugar Kingdom. Alex developers confirmed the hack in an X post in early European hours. Alex Labs Foundation has identified the individual responsible for the recent security breach and is offering resolution through bounty arrangement. So they're trying to get a lot of these funds back by paying this person some money there. So I guess they'll call him a white hat hacker, give him some money for returning all the funds. But it looks like he's already gotten rid of some of the funds already. But but who knows? But my opinion on this is pretty simple. I'm just kind of
I don't think they could call him a white hat hacker ever.
well, you can. So if you give all the stuff back, like every single thing that you stolen, and they give you a bounty for that, in return. I mean, there's a lot of trust factors there. It's you returning everything and then them giving you the money. That's what white hackers do. They intentionally hack it, and then they give everything back, and then they say, "Hey guys, this is how I did it," and they give you like a detailed report on how to fix it.
Without payment.
Get paid for that. Well,
Without
they get paid
payment.
for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like, a white hat hacker to me is a good guy. And I just don't think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good hacker. That's the whole point. Like, black hat is obviously like you're a criminal. White hat hackers actually work for the government and stuff, because they try to figure things out, like how to breach our own systems and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you can get away with it because his identity is probably like, covered. So he, regardless, it doesn't matter. He'll get until he cashes it out, I guess. But I don't know. It's interesting to me. But like, okay, what about your perception of like Alex Labs? And obviously this wasn't necessarily a stacks. There's no smart contract issue, but it was a bridge issue. Now that
Yeah.
you read that, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So this is a bridge issue, right? So only two options here, like you said, negligence, which we
Yep.
all hope that was the case, or inside job,
Yep.
right? Um, and so, like, do you think that they're getting like a justified amount of critique from this or criticism, or do you feel like, you know, it was just kind of, I don't know, like that because they were part of Stacks, they get extra like treatment for this?
Well, I'm just kind of hoping that, just for us being over here, that $4.3 million isn't a lot of money for these big corporations, right? Stacks could just whip out that right out of their treasury and just be like, pretend this never happened, Alex. We got your back. You're one of our leading DeFi builders, and we'll just call this education. If Alex can learn from this, if people watching Alex and have their own product that's similar to Alex can learn from this and learn from their mistake, and Alex comes out and says, "This is how it happened. We want the entire community to know this is what happened. This person was arrested, or this person was fired, or whatever." You know what I mean? Like, if they come out with something like that on the lines of that, and everyone can look at this as a learning experience, then this is actually maybe a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But it needs to be put out that way, and I'm hoping they can kind of do that. I'm hoping they can put it out there. Hey guys, we learned a lot from this, and going forward, we're going to be more secure. This person was let go for negligence. You know what I mean? We wish them the best of luck, and just something like that. Put the blame on somebody that hopefully deserves it. But
Yeah.
I think
But
that,
okay, so if this happened to Merlin, though, what would have happened?
oh,
If their
Merlin,
bridge
they
if
would
their
have came
bridge
out with.
got if their bridge got compromised like this, they would have been murdered, right? They would have they
Well,
would have
they would have
been
been,
like
yeah, they would have been stoned. They
not
would have,
I want to be clear, not like literally murdered, but I mean
yeah,
like from a perception perspective, like they would have been like on the Twitter timeline for sure. They would have been like chopped up left and right, oh my
yeah,
god, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
So that's where I think there's unfairness here, completely unfairness, and I
Yep.
don't want to make. I'm not. This is not against Alex Labs because, like I said, they've done great things in the space. But let's take some steps back and say, okay, like let's be a little bit more fair. That's all I'll
Yeah.
say.
No, I completely agree. And again, I just think this is a nice learning experience. Education is very expensive. This education costs $4.3 million, but it's something potentially a lot of these stacks builders can learn from, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, and Traverse did say that if there's a solution that they can help secure bridges and stuff like that, why not use that step? Because that could have stopped them with the MFA and those
Yes.
2 steps that could have stopped them. So
Yep. Yeah, you would have needed potentially, someone else had the QR code, somebody else had the email, and then somebody else is, you need all three of those people to meet up and
exactly.
use it together. So it's kind of like multi-sig without multi-sig, because we don't really have that over here yet. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Just want to let everyone know today is a special day for us. Today is Fluid Friday. We have our good friend Raul about to join us in a second, but we just want to tell you a little bit about Fluid before we start. Fluid is, in our opinion, going to be one of the biggest borrowing and lending, aspects in Bitcoin. There's not many dApps right now, or I guess you could say apps that are in Bitcoin, because not many things are centralized here, because we can't be yet. But we can do a lot of peer-to-peer type stuff, and that's what Fluid's trying to solve. They're trying to solve the borrowing and lending. Let's just say you have a node monkey and you don't want to sell it because you love the way it looks. It just represents you. It's your PFP. You can actually borrow against it using things like Fluid. And let's just say you have a bunch of bitmaps and you want to potentially kind of short them and stuff like that. You can use tools like Fluid, and which we're definitely big. What can you tell us about Fluid before we bring Raul up?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a team that's head down building right now, and they're really just trying to ship the products, right? Like I feel like that's where they are, and now that a lot of these products have been finalized, and they're still working on their runes ordering book / swap, right? But I like the fact that they have the UTXO experience, right? And then they come over here and they're trying different things to kind of make it work, right? They've been trying different things, and they found a solution to make the lending and borrowing process completely permissionless without using DLCs and stuff like that, right? Like the typical way of how someone would do the approach here. So I'm excited to see what they have for the future. Right now, it's kind of like, okay, the product is there. They're a team of just really technical builders, and now it's like, okay, let's get the user base up, let's get the liquidity up, let's start using the sucker, and then they have a point system, is what I'm hearing. So there's going to be incentives to be interactive with this platform, and I'm excited to hear what Raul has to say about that.
Yeah, and the best part of about their token, you can kind of get the best of both worlds. And I'm not promoting any token here. I'm just saying, like, about it. You get, like, if Cardano does like a 10x, that a lot of the Cardano guys are saying, that you get the pump from that, right? If Bitcoin and this ecosystem flies up, you kind of get the pump from that. It's like the best of both worlds there. I am a huge fan of what they're building, and the reason we partnered with them isn't about their token or nothing like that. It's, we say a lot in the space. We always say it. It's not about the projects. It's the people behind the projects. When we first talked to Raul, it was like, holy crap, dude. We saw the same thing we saw with Benny. We saw the same thing we saw with Jeff, and we're seeing the same thing with Raul. And that is why we definitely were just like, yo, we could help you. You could help us. Let's do it. And that's why this partnership is here. It's because this guy, he's one of my favorites in the space already.
For sure, 100%.
Let's bring him up.
All right, let's do it.
Raul, man, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
So how's everything? I know that, you guys are popping updates out left and right. Can you give us any updates on this week?
Yes, absolutely. So right now we are working heads down in our DEX, in our order book DEX. We have been able to do the first swaps in our private mainnet. So we are really proud of that. And we would like to launch by the end of next week in mainnet our DEX. So everyone will be able to create limit orders or swap. So it's going to be really nice, and hopefully we will increase and make better the experience about trading runes. This is right now, I think, one of the pain points in the ecosystem that we are experiencing, every one of us.
Yeah. 100%. So could you talk a little bit about, like, I think most of our audience knows how an ordering book works. You create the buy order and then sell orders and match those up, or you select one. But in terms of the swap, that's going to be like the intriguing part for our audience. Can you tell kind of like the basics of how the swap works?
Sure, absolutely. So when you create a limit order on our order book DEX, you basically are creating a commitment. Like, you are saying, I have this amount of runes, or I have this amount of Bitcoin, and this is what I'm interested in. This is the price. I would like to trade this that I have for something else that maybe I don't have, or that I have but I would like to increase, for this price. And basically this creates a system of order books, because everyone is saying, okay, I'm selling these runes for this amount, or I'm buying these runes for this amount. And at this point, nothing is happening, nothing is actually trading. And this is what you can actually experience in our website right now. You can create limit orders that are essentially commitments, but you are not giving away your tokens, your runes. They are still in your wallet. You're just saying, I'm here and I would like to trade. However, let's say that now I would like to swap, okay? I would like to swap, and for the best price and the fastest speed possible, because I want right now. And I've checked some other places around, but I've seen bulk orders. They don't have the amount that I want, because this is one of the things also that we don't have yet in the space. So I want the amount of runes that I say, and it's okay. I will get. I want the best price in the market. Let's see what Fluid Tokens has to offer. So I pick the amount of Bitcoin that I'm willing to swap for runes, for instance. I pick the rune, and then the order book matches with the best order that is available at the moment. What does it mean? It means that it looks for the best price, and for the other user that is going to be able to fill my order, so that he has enough runes in order to make it happen. So I complete the transaction. And the cool part is this. When I sign my transaction, the transaction is going to be very clear. I will receive some runes in the transaction. It will show me. And I will send away some Bitcoin. So it's going to be super transparent. I will sign it. And on the other hand, the other party in this case is going to be notified. Like someone wants to trade runes with you at your price. So the one that you were committed for. And if you sign, so if the other party signs, he also will see you are sending away runes, but you are receiving this amount of Bitcoin. And if he confirms this swap has just happened. So it's a sort of peer-to-peer trading, but where everyone is using like commitment instead of bulk orders.
Gotcha. So would it be kind of similar to like the ordering books on centralized exchanges too? You know how they'll set like, this is what I want to buy and this is what I want to sell. So it's not going to be, obviously you can't have the liquidity pool in AMM style, right? Because that's the limitation of Bitcoins. But what you can have is the ordering book style, and that's where it's going to seem more like a swapping of what's the closest you're looking for type of situation, rather than you just creating a listing like on Unisat and then waiting and stuff like that. Is that am I explaining that right?
No, yes, exactly. When you are on a centralized exchange, you basically, if you want to trade at the price that is in the market, you can just fill the orders that are available. But instead, exactly, if you would like your pricing, you create your limit order and you wait. So essentially, is the same thing, same experience, without the centralizing part, because the tokens are not stored in any wallet of Fluid tokens.
Awesome.
Gotcha. Are you able to show your screen? Maybe you can walk us through a swap.
Yes.
Well, not the swap yet, but it's going to be the create the order, the limit order.
Yes. So let's see.
All right, guys, put your questions in the chat. We will get to those after into the Ordinal after hour.
So right now, well, this is the Fluid page. This is the lending marketplace. We have recently seen new users creating some pools and also experimenting with the borrowing. We are really happy about that. And awesome. Let's go in the swap section. So the swap, this is the first thing that you see. It will show you how much Bitcoin do you have, how many runes do you have. In this case, it's dog, let's see. I don't have this rune, but right now we have these ones. And someone asked, how can we verify this rune if we would like to trade it? Well, it's simple, like just ping us on Discord, send this ADM on Twitter, and we will make sure to add the rune to this.
Okay. You mean like whitelist it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And right now, as you can see, there is no enough liquidity, but it's actually, we haven't enabled yet the swapping part, but you can create limit orders. This is the basic view, but if you would like a better one, you can even see the pro mode. You can change between, here are all the current orders. Once the swap and trading will be live, you will have a candle trading chart. And let's try to create our first order. I see that there are so many buy orders right now, probably because, we are in R6. Let's go to dog. In dog, there are also some sell ones. Let's do one. So let's say that I want to sell all my dog, and I will go for a higher price. What I want to receive back is 1 Bitcoin. Right now, the price here is in Bitcoin per rune, but we are going to change it soon with Satoshis per rune in order to be easy to read.
Okay.
Also, let's set up our order. as soon as I sign the transaction, this is just I'm not signing any transaction that is a PSBT or anything on chain. It's just a commitment. This means that I'm not giving, sending away my tokens, my runes, and so on. And this is very important because, for instance, when you trade on Ethereum, for instance, you are giving the power to some smart contract over your tokens, okay? And sometimes we already know what has happened in the past. If one hack happens, this means that it's not going to, you are going to lose actually your runes. But in this case, they are safe. You are not signing anything that is sending them away. Our limit order has just been submitted, and I think, okay, here I am. I have this order that has been sent a few seconds ago. I won't be able to make another one, like because if you think about it, since I'm not sending my runes away, I could create infinite orders because we are not. But this is our, we have a limit right now for one order of the same time for rune. It means that I can create a sell order or and a buy order, but not multiples right now. This is to avoid spam attacks. And yeah, essentially, once, as you see here, there are a lot of buy orders, and this means that someone is going to be able to sell them directly for the best price available.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you a question. You said that I understand why you're limiting it to one or one commitment per runes token. It makes sense. But does your system detect like their rune balance before they make that first commitment?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yes. And then you also commented before you went to create the limit order, and you said you were on the swap page, and you said there's no liquidity here. What did you mean by that? Like, will there be liquidity pools?
Oh, no. It means that, well, right now it's not enabled, but what happens, for instance, if I want to sell, let's say, well, all these runes are popular, but let's say that there is a new one that nobody knows. Let's pretend that nobody knows epic. And when I want to swap, if it wants a swap in order to happen, needs someone else on the other side.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if there is nobody,
the sell side liquidity. I gotcha.
Exactly.
Sell and buy side liquidity. Okay, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay.
And
Shizzy, go ahead.
No, yes, we are trying to make this experience more similar to what users are used to, and at the same time giving them the security of UTXOs permissionless without having control over their rules.
Yeah. Awesome. Shizzy, did you have any questions?
Well, I have a question here from my good friend Nakib. He says, if it's an order book system and if the PSBT is being signed when the orders are met, how do you prevent from getting sniped?
Yes, this is a very good question. So the thing is this, it's you cannot have an order book with PSBTs. Why? Because first of all, someone could snipe, and but that's not a very, let's say, a big issue. It's annoying, but it's not. The biggest issue in that way is that if I create a PSBT where I am buying runes, someone could fill it with fake runes, because there is no on-chain control over the runes. On the ledger, runes are not a thing. So there is no way to check that. So how does it work? It's a PSBT where the user that is swapping has already chosen the other party. In this way, I cannot sign or snipe because the other party has already been chosen. The signature is already known who has to sign. If you snipe it, you won't do anything. only
is it
here.
so? In a sense, it's like you whitelisted that address.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. So the way and that's from Fluid Tokens system, the way it works, right?
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Because if you whitelist it, no other address has access to that PSBT except for that whitelisted address that finishes the transaction.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Yeah, that is awesome. And see if any questions here. We got a question from Chidi here. He goes, "Will the Fluid Tokens team implement a point system for users on the platform?"
Yes, actually, we are already collecting the addresses that are interacting with the platform, and we are going to set a page where you can check your score, your rank, and so on. And yes, we are actually really happy regarding the user activity in the last days. They have been trading and also giving a lot of feedbacks, like things that we already had in plan. They were like, you should add this, you should add that.
Gotta love your community, man. Community means everything in this space,
Yeah.
100%. We got a question from our guy, Patty Poo. He says, can Fluid create rare Pepes? Obviously, you probably know what rare Pepes are. PSBT, transaction liquidity pools. This is probably a tough one.
When we, I think I should study before what's rare Pepes.
No, the rare Pepes are like old school
Yeah.
NFTs
2011.
from Bitcoin. Yeah.
Okay.
But but I don't think any entity can create liquidity pools right now on Bitcoin, right?
It's not possible.
I don't know, Raul. Is that
No, I think that if they are referring to the lending pools, yes, it's okay. If rare,
yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about.
yeah.
Wait. I want to make sure that answer got fully answered. So the rare Pepes are from counterparty though. So they're counterparty assets. So I don't know if you can create those because you're working with ordinals over here. You know, it's a different ecosystem. So
exactly.
I don't think rare Pepes would work.
Yeah.
Yep. It looks like it's all the questions from our people here, which is awesome. I was wondering if you could just kind of show us the lending platform really quickly, if you wouldn't mind, because I was trying to use it and it's definitely cool. So it's different, but I would love to see your perspective.
Absolutely. So first of all, we are really proud of our user experience, and we got a lot of feedbacks regarding this because it's nice. And how does it work essentially? This is instead of PSBTs that, as said before, it's pretty hard to create PSBT in the lending part. While for the marketplace, it works great, and even if you have the sniping issues and so on, for the lending, it's not really that easy. And how does it work? Well, when you arrive on the page, you can already see the pools that are available. In this moment, if you have a Node Monkey, a Bitcoin Puppet, a Floraform, you can already borrow directly from these pools. And if I click, for instance, here, in this case, I don't have a Floraform, but if I had one, it would appear here. I could select it and choose the ordinal that I want to use in this loan. However, if we go back to the market, here, I can create also a pool for something that I have. Let's see what we have. For instance, I don't know, what would you like? Maybe a Pizza Ninja.
There you go.
And I can create the size of the liquidity pool, in this case. And of course, there should be a minimum, because otherwise there is no enough size of the liquidity, and you will use all that loan or just for the fees. So let's say that I would like to create this one. And here I can set the APR, so how much I want to earn. And one question here was, yes, but why I shouldn't set the maximum? I want to lend, and put just the maximum. That's but at the same time, if you put the maximum, someone could put lower and be the best lender against you and beat you and get the borrowers instead of you.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to be competitive, you should put a good amount of APR, like not that much interest. You can set up how much you are willing to provide liquidity for, 7 days, 15, 30, let's say 7. And here, how much from that pool you want to allocate for each ordinal. What does it mean? It means that I could create a big liquidity pool of 1 Bitcoin, but here I can set how much someone can borrow for each Pizza Ninja. And in this case, if I do 25%, and I create, it will ask me to sign the transaction, and then that's it. It's going to be on chain as soon as it settles.
So
And
the loan amount that you said, it has the percentage breakdown based off of what though?
The size of my liquidity pool. If you remember here, I set up how much liquidity I want to provide overall.
Okay.
But here I set how much of that liquidity can be used for one single ordinal of that collection.
Okay.
And this is interesting because with UTXOs, you can do something really, really cool that you cannot on EVM. Like, let's say that I set up this pool and I say, okay, 25% of the pool can be used for one ordinal, one Pizza Ninja. And someone arrives with 4 Pizza Ninjas and say, I want to borrow all the liquidity in the pool. He can do it in one transaction, because in one transaction, you can create the 4 ordinals in input, the 4 ordinals in output, and you can optimize this loan at the most. You don't have to pay 4 times the fees.
Oh, interesting.
You do one time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So back to step 2 real quick. So is that based off of how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet?
Yes.
I
Here
was gonna say, yeah, because Pizza Ninjas are 0.1 right now. So so basically what you could do, like if I wanted multiple Pizza Ninjas, I probably want to put maybe 0.3 in my wallet, and then I can set the max loan or sorry, the loan is it step 5? I think.
Wait. Let's max loan amount.
Yeah, max loan amount. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty straightforward. I think once you walk through it, right? It's like you just need that Bitcoin. So you need to get that Bitcoin. So everything. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, that's the one thing that's awesome about our job. We get to sit down with the guy who created it. He gets to walk through.
And what happens when someone wants to loan? Well, he will get notified, like here, you see, one borrower has initiated a loan, review the terms to get started, because the lender has to confirm and to review that everything is all right. He can also see the ordinals that the borrower is using. So he can say, okay, these Pizza Ninjas are cool, or maybe, he likes only a specific type, trait of Pizza Ninja, and he can decide before starting if he would like or not.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
Is there a messaging system? I think we had spoke before, and that's something that you guys might implement down the road.
Yeah, right now we have this notification system, and on dashboard, in the settings, you have the email notification. So if you set the email notifications, you will be able to get email regarding that.
Gotcha. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And I guess if you can, in the simplest form, because other lending and borrowing use DLCs to make it permissionless, can you tell just the simplest way how that's different from what you guys do?
Sure. So in our case, lender and borrower has always control over the loan, and they don't have to ask us to check, verify, or add an additional signature. This is the main difference. ideally, lender and borrower, once they start the loan, they can even close the Fluid Tokens page and use it if they are like tech-savvy nerds. They can fill and complete the repay, the claim the ordinal, and so on by their own, because they don't need us. It's on all, everything is permissionless in this sense.
Okay.
However, we are still looking to oracles and DLC because we think that it could really be a very good element in order to get instant liquidity. What do we mean? If you set the terms of that pool and the oracle verifies that you are using the right collateral, you are trying to pick the right amount, you can already do it in one transaction without waiting the approval of the lender, because the oracle is going to verify that lender terms are being accepted and done.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
So just finishing up here, our friend Nakib said one more time. He said, "So if I create a limit order on Fluid Token and I create one on Magic Eden, and say if my order on Magic Eden gets bought, what will happen to my order on Fluid Token?"
Nice. As soon as someone will try to swap, we will first verify if that order is still doable. Otherwise, it's going to be canceled, and we will keep going with the following limit order.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's the
Okay.
whole. I think that's the whole process of like the commitment side, is that like you're not signing anything over at that point, right? It's just the commitment, and then so that allows for you to not get screwed if, let's just say, someone is malicious and tries to get away with loaning and selling and stuff. So that's actually a fail-safe, I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, Raul, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. Fluid Friday was definitely a success. I think I learned a lot. I hope this is all for me, guys, just so you guys know. But I appreciate you, Raul. And if you're interested, we'd love to have you back on next Friday as well, around the same time, same place. If you have the time, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks a lot, guys, for this opportunity, and let's stay in touch.
Awesome.
See you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Well, that was fun, man. I like Raul. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was just gonna say, he's just like one of those people that you get like that intuition feel about, right?
Yeah.
Like hardworking, heads down builder. Obviously taking they're taking a different approach to this, right? And coming over to the Bitcoin space, kind of making a splash, I feel like, right? So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this plays out, because I'm excited for the points side of things. They obviously have a token that on the Cardano side, and the token on the Bitcoin side is going to be a rune, or it is a rune. And then the way that they're going to just do that is bridge back and forth for keeping the supply the same. But the token, I think, got listed on MEXC.
I got MEXC on I want to say Tuesday. It's been over there. It's looking like it's trading for sure. I was actually, I went over, got a Cardano wallet, and I picked up some of this just so I can kind of get ahead of it. Not financial voice whatsoever. It's just there's not many builders over here that are actually building something really cool, and Fluid Token is one of those builders. With them, Liquidium, who else? Potentially Magic Eden could eventually drop some type of something with their point system, right? So like, who else is there that's really building that you can? Well, Unisat, you're right about Unisat. Sats potentially could be their token, right? So, which is pretty cool because that was a community driven token. But yeah, there's not many over here, guys, and the ones we do, we really have to start looking at, because this is just something now, but this platform could be much bigger in the future, and definitely bullish on everything they're building. But let's get into some Q&A. Let's jump into here.
Yeah, let's do some Q&A for sure. We're gonna start with crypto hot news. He says, any update guys with Alex Labs? I still buy the dip. Okay, so we went over that. And I'm sure that you saw that crypto hot news. I think actually this is probably a good buying opportunity for Alex, just because they have enough history to show that they're not just some flash in the pan that's trying to hype up everything. They were the beginning innovative type of Bitcoin sidechain stuff. They worked with bridging over BRC20s to stacks, even though it took 4 hours to swap one thing. But like they were there, they put themselves out there. So I think it's a good opportunity, but like, you know, you're probably not going to see the upside for a little bit just because they got to recover a little bit from this. Stacks actually took a hit too, but I think Stacks is going to be fine, and Alex as well. So probably good buying opportunity.
Yep. As long as it's a learning opportunity, then to me, it's just potentially a good thing. Yeah, it sucks to lose money, but education is very expensive. But if you can learn something from it, I think this is really good. Guys, we have 303 people in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys can please smash a like on Twitter too, guys. There's a little like thing. Please hit that as well. Share it, please. It helps us out so much. We appreciate all 300 of you guys here in this this ordinal bear market that we're in. But we're coming out. We're coming out hot.
Yep. Yagobi, any update on the Surf protocol or their token launch? Not any update yet. Oh, actually, I did reach out to some big people on Merlin, but they did say not for a good amount of time. They are going to do it, but Surf is very particular in when they do things, and they're very focused on increasing their volume right now, which they've been rocking and rolling on their protocol on Merlin right now. But right now, Merlin's dude, like you can tell, like we talked to Jeff quite a bit, and like when he's a little bit quiet and heads down, that dude's like got stuff going on, and he rolled out post today. Bit Smiley's a big launch that just happened. You know, Solve and MBTC, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw, but MBTC is going to be used in the entire Bitcoin side chain layer 2 ecosystem. So I don't know. That says something, in my opinion.
It's a big deal. That's definitely a big deal.
Thanks for the questions, Crypto Hot News. Crypto Mamba asks, I'll let you answer this because my voice is kind of getting a little water here. Where would you be able to buy Tap?
So you're going to be able to buy Tap probably on Ordinal's wallet. You'll definitely be able to buy it over at satsx.io. I'm sure you'll probably be able to get it on exchanges. I think when something gets listed on CoinList, they usually have partners with exchanges to where it's trading on those exchanges right away. I think it's not going to be very hard to get Tap tokens. The easiest, probably the fastest place, because they already actually have everything set up, would probably be Ordinal's wallet. Ordinal's wallet is already trading X, and probably SatsX as well. SatsX doesn't have the volume that Ordinal's wallet has, but I think eventually that picks up, and that is the leading trader of marketplace for Tap tokens. But you will also be able to buy them on Unitap. And I'm sure there's a bunch of Tap products that will be launching with it, because most of the time when something launches that is this big and this sought after, a lot of times it launches with a lot of different project as well. So that's kind of what I'm expecting around the CoinList date. You're probably going to see stuff that week and early the following week as well.
Yep. 309 people in here. Let's go. Let's keep it up. We're going to go through these questions. TKO 401 asks, is there other projects building stable coins on Bitcoin layer 1? Yes. You bought into one. What was it called?
Layer 1.
It was a rune.
Duca Cat, Doosan Cat, or whatever.
No. That's not it. It was another one that you definitely bought into, because I saw it was in your portfolio.
It's that was just a stable coin. That's just a I think project of the project. I don't think that's the actual project. I think I minted it just in case, but I don't think they came out and said that was a part of their thing. But you're talking about the Ducat unit runes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So Ducat, I believe, is what is one that, besides BAMC.
Well, no, you got to remember too. We have the guys we interviewed a while back over at Yellow Labs. Yellow Labs is building and Bit Smiley. They're also building a stable coin.
BRC20. They have a BRC20. So yeah, there's a couple guys. Stable coins have just for the people that don't know the history. Most of you guys watch us consistently. We thank you for that. So you probably already heard me say this a million times. USDT Tether launched on Bitcoin on the Omni layer. So stable coins can launch here, and it's going to happen. I think personally, Lightning Network is going to be the first network that has it. Me personally, unless one of these runes project does it.
Yeah, man. What else we got?
Let's see here. Francisco Jose, is there some testing app using we shouldn't miss to get some sort of airdrop?
So
Well,
Liquidium would be one. Fluid, who we just had on Raul. That's another one. Who else? There's more. There's a bunch more.
I don't know about
That-
testing, but like interaction, like Magic
Yeah.
Eden's diamonds, we think that that's going to have to do something.
Yep.
Unisat's points, a lot of people have been talking about that for a while.
BitSmiley, if you provide Bitcoin and get their stablecoin over on Merlin now, it's officially live on Merlin, also on BitLayer. You will potentially get that Bit token that they're going to launch, and that is one of the bigger tokens that I'm very looking forward to with that BitSmiley governance token for sure. And then the same thing with the guys over at Yellow Labs. When they eventually get their stuff, that's going to be something you're going to want to play with as well. They have a very similar thing to Maker DAO as well, so that's something you'll be able to lock up Bitcoin with, and then potentially get their stablecoin. So on top of, like I said, use Fluid, guys. That's one token that I think that you're going to get for free potentially.
Yep. Yashir says, one question, is there a platform we can stake runes tokens? So not that I know of on layer 1, but it's going to be coming, I believe, on multiple platforms on Merlin chain in the next couple of months. That's what I'll say.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I want to get the, I believe it was an inside job. I was suspicious. Okay, yeah, it could have been. It was a good point there.
Yeah, man.
I think, is that all the questions?
That's it.
All right.
All right, guys, it's been absolutely amazing week. We hope you're happy. Go enjoy your weekend this weekend. Go touch some grass. I have my daughter's recital to go to. What are you getting into this weekend?
Probably trying to watch the Mavs close out the series. That game last night with the Timberwolves, man, Anthony Edwards, that was crazy. I can't believe they came back against Denver. So, yeah, I'm gonna be watching basketball this weekend. Trying to get my mind off of things because I feel like things are gonna be looking up next week. We're heading into that third week. We're already headed into it on the 17th. But the last week of this month, guys, could be big. I don't know. Energy's turning around $70,000 to me. Is that Bitcoin mark? We'll see.
What's the king doing right now before we let you guys go?
67,233.
Woo! That's amazing. Sorry for blowing your eardrum, but I got excited. Let's go.
Yep.
Guys, do us a favor. Just go to ordinalrevolution.com on your phone, on your wife's phone, on your computer, every device you got. Just go to the website. It helps us out. Do it daily for us. But if you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, we do have a 21% off coupon here. You can click that right there. Meet us in Bitcoin Nashville. We will be there. And if you are going there, we're about to add a significant amount of stuff to the store.
No, I really did. So I got all the images ready and all that stuff. The only one that I'm looking for right now is the honk, the side profile collage. We got to get that one up.
I know. Sorry, hype. We're stealing that one, buddy.
Hey, there's no IP in crypto unless it's corporately formed.
Yeah, guys, and walk into your HR department wearing this shirt and then see what they say. I have a 401b. Screw your 401k. I would love to know some experience. And you guys could record that and send us this. We will make it a short and post that live because that would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, guys, and if you do get this stuff, send us images. We'll post it on the website. If you guys wearing it and stuff like that, you want to get on here, that would be absolutely awesome. I know a lot of you guys are very anonymous, but that's fine too. Also, we're gonna be doing a members live. Do you want to do a members live? What, Sunday night? Would you be free for that?
Sunday night, possibly. Let's talk about it, and we'll put out a post. We'll put out a post on our Twitter before we decide exactly what day, so you guys can get notified.
Sounds good. And if not, we'll do one maybe Monday night if we can't do Sunday. We'll definitely do one soon. And if you want to get into that, you guys can ask us what we're doing in portfolio. I'm actually making some more changes. I'll let you guys know what they are, and it should be a fun one. But on that note, hit on everything.
Yeah, I think you did, brother.
All right, guys, let's hit that music. See you guys.
Peace.
We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.